Oh dear.
You know what to do, don't you?
Yes.
That's right. Strike the toothless foreign type savagely into the dirt.
Oh, I'll never find a
discussion of
husband.
marriage. We aren't telling you to do or feel or change anything about your life. Really, just listen and enjoy. And if you need real help, find a professional for your specific problem. We don't know you. How could we speak to your deal? Okay, have fun. Hello, welcome everybody to what's this show? 1,000 Marriage Questions. That's Joe Robbie. 1,000 Marriage Questions. What? And that's Donna Wilburn. So that leads me, because I think about the fact that she was 21 and she was done with dollies and ready to talk about men.
Finally.
Now, think of this though. Women, what is the average age of marriage now for women? It's probably almost 30.
I'd say, yeah, probably a good 25 to 30, probably in that range somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that because that.
Oh,
means
wait, you mean first marriage?
Oh,
yes, first marriage.
Yeah,
nice.
Well, there's always another one when you're like 45.
And always another one. Yes.
Always.
all of us are on our third marriage at this time. So, oh God. So
my toupee is not working today.
Your toupee is not working. Well, welcome everybody. By the way, before we start, I wanted to talk about something before we did that. And my wife said something to me. It's coming in 1 month. It'll be 1 year that since this all started, and that my career and Joe's career ended. And my wife said something to me just the other night that was so sweet. She said, you know, it has been such a joy. And I think your wife has intoned this to you, Joe, in the last year. I'm not going to joke about it, that having you around for the last year has just been fantastic. You know what I mean? It has been amazing that you have been here for the first time in literally 28 years of marriage.
Aww.
You've been here for almost a year. And I said to her, honey, that is so nice. Now finish your boiled cabbage and Big K cola. Yeah. Because as Joe would say, we have nothing. So
we got nothing.
No money.
Yeah. I want to talk about this. So
my wife said something similar to me not too long ago. She said, do you ever shut up? So it's kind of the same.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing. The same thing.
Right.
But the point is, you know, we spent a year doing this show and it costs money to do this show. It costs money, stuff like that. And we haven't really pushed we haven't tried to do ads or stuff like that. But I think now's the time to really, since we're going to keep doing this and that Donna's eating cracked crab every night and Joe and I are trying to get hamburger helper, that it's time to think about, if you enjoy this show, and we have a couple thousand people at least who listen to the show every week, that you can jump on to virtualcomedyshow.com and donate to this show, even if it's $1, $2. But what we'd really like is you push donate monthly, and you can donate 10, 20, 50, $1 million a month.
I noticed the scroll down at the bottom. That's very nice, Brad. But why just $1 or $2? I say thousands. In fact,
yes, thousands. Great.
Doing a GoFundMe for this show.
Well, and you can donate. But you can donate monthly. Let's say $10 a month can feed a child. Your and my child, actually.
Yes.
For the price.
Wait, for the price
of hold on, Joe, and I'll let you talk in a second. For the price of a Starbucks Grande Chai and a Egg White Bites, Joe can buy his kid a Starbucks Grande Chai and an Egg White Bite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's right. So go to virtualcomedyshow.com if you enjoy the show and donate, and it'd be great if you did that monthly. So go ahead, Joe, talk.
I'd just like to be able to buy my wife a bottle of wine that costs more than $2.50. She's been good to me. She really has. And she deserves a bottle of wine that costs at least $3.
That would be great.
I just can't afford
please donate to Joe's Starbucks and Wine Fund.
Yes.
I don't even go to Starbucks. I don't even like Starbucks. I used to go to Starbucks when we did the ships all the time because that was better than the coffee on the ships. But, now I don't do it.
Starbucks was a joke. That was a joke. I used the K-cup. So, okay. Well, that was the pitch. There, yeah, the K-Cups are 20 cents a piece.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the pitch. And now on with the show, because what we do here is we answer questions from the bucket. So I will pull the first question. And this question is stupid. Why can you only get wedding cake by getting married?
That's a darn good question.
I don't even think that's accurate.
Can you get wedding cake?
I don't know. I don't know
You can get wedding
anybody.
cake whenever you want.
I don't think so, because in order for it to be a wedding cake, it has to be at a wedding. So unless you crash the wedding and eat the cake, which I think is not right, that's rude. I think you have to get married. That's the only way you can actually have a wedding cake. You know,
Are people still doing wedding cakes? The last wedding I went to, they didn't have. They had bags. Well, and it was during COVID, so it wasn't like we're all eating off the same cake.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
they had one little bitty thing that they did the old push it in your face, which is stupid. Did you do that? Did you guys do that at your wedding where you go to feed your partner and you shove the cake in their face?
I went to McDonald's. There was no wedding.
Yeah.
So
well,
did
yeah,
you
we
shove a
remember
burger in
you
your
were
face,
big and
or-
pregnant and just about to pop.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe?
Did he shove a burger in your face then?
Yes. Yes.
Then that wedding would have been over.
Yeah.
No.
That's true. Yeah. So I actually said that to my wife as we were feeding each other cake while, you know, reaching our hands around and everything. And I said, go ahead and smash it in my face. And she goes, don't you dare smash it in my face. So one of us got cake smashed in their face. So that's how that works.
So
That's
she
how
smashed it in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
We decided ahead of time that we didn't need that.
Yeah.
There wasn't, it's not funny. It's not, you know, we didn't do we didn't do the thing where she's sitting and you go up to get the garter and you pull out and you have panties in your hand. We didn't do that. Didn't do.
What? Who does that? You get the garter. You don't have what?
You've never seen that bit?
Weddings that Brad.
No, you never seen that bit where
What kind of people
you go
do
to
you hang out
pretend to
with?
take out the garter, but you've got an actual pair of a pair of panties up your sleeve, and when you go to take the garter, you pull out and you pretend you take the panties.
My friends aren't that funny. I guess. I don't know.
That's clever though, but no.
It's clever. How about the one where you say where you do the best man does the toast, and the toast is the best man says, by the way, I want everyone to bring up, you know, if you have a key to her apartment, you better bring it up right now. And then all these guys, you have keys made, you have like a 10-year-old do it and stuff like that. And you know,
You've been to some wacky ass weddings.
I've
there,
been to some
Brad.
wacky weddings. By the way, Spring says, oh no, call the bakery and tell them you just want to test wedding cake samples. Lie and say, now that is a
Wedding
really
cake
good
all day.
idea, Spring.
You can do that. We did that. We actually, I'll tell you what, you want to hear something interesting is we found a baker that we liked who was in like the basement of a church. And we said, we hear you're good. We'd like to go ahead and try some of your wedding cake because we wanted a carrot cake for our wedding.
Ah.
which
Did
they
you have
back,
that?
back then in the 20s, right after the war, they didn't make those. So we had to go see this guy and we went to go pick it up and he wasn't there. And he felt so bad that he made us a little mini cake. How about
But he
that?
wasn't there and he let you get that little cake.
Yeah,
You-
but the cake was so good. We were like, you're doing our wedding cake. And then he opened up a restaurant and we go back there all the time to eat our wedding cake.
My mother-in-law just made our cake. We did everything ourselves. This is a country old-timey, middle of nowhere. You know, we got the milk from a cow, I think, to make that cake. We didn't buy anything like that. We didn't do any of it. All right. Who cares? So if you want to eat wedding cake, but it's not even that good. What do you care?
No,
about?
it's not. Like, who would want to do that? It isn't that good. They have to make a mass amount of it.
Well,
So-
you didn't do this, Donna. Did you do the thing where after a year, you take your frozen top of your wedding cake out and eat it?
Yep, you do that. You
That's
freeze
the
the
one I
top of your
smashed
wedding
in my
cake.
wife's face.
Yeah. And a year later, you take it out and you say you eat it and you say, why do we do that? This is horrible. It's freezer burn.
Then you get food poisoning and you're like, now this is what marriage is all about. Okay. Question number 2. Why are the middle children always left out?
What's this got
Why?
to do with marriage? What's this have to do with marriage?
What-
Marriage people have kids.
Marriage people have
Forgot
kids.
about those.
So why? And the thing says right on the question you have about marriage or bringing up children in marriage.
Oh,
So-
okay. Sorry.
Are middle kids left out?
Well, there is that middle child syndrome thing. Like the oldest gets all that fun alone time. It's all about me. And then the youngest is like, oh, you're just a baby. So that middle one does have to, they say they have to be a bit more assertive to get their attention.
Yeah, I think that's logical. I mean, that's a syndrome for a reason. It's because the first one, you're really overly careful with your first one. Then the second one comes along, and you're like, what the hell, let him go. But then when the third one comes along, it's like, oh, it's a baby, I have to take care of the baby. So now the older one's doing, is scared because you yelled at it when it was young, and then the younger one is doing whatever the hell it wants, and there's your middle child syndrome. So
the young one is the oops. You treat it better because that's the one that wasn't planned in any way.
Right. And the siblings are all like, how cute, there's a baby. So they get all kinds of attention.
Yeah. So now you've got the Jan. I always say have 4 kids and treat the 2 middle ones like crap. Then they can go through it together.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's giving them a team.
Good parenting.
They're good. Hey, that's why we only had 1.
Yeah.
People always say, why do you have more than 1 kid? We had 1 kid because that one turned out okay. You have 2 kids because the first one sucks. And you want, maybe we can do better the next time.
Is that why people have multiple children?
Yes.
Fail, so a good one comes out.
Yeah, you keep doing it until you get a good one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. So Donna, I do want to ask you, what do you tell people if you get a family? You've done families in the past. What do you tell people if the middle kid is feeling bad?
It's actually, there's a lot of research about it. So I even ask people when they're first coming in, where in the sibling birth order are you? Because that will tell me a lot about them.
Yeah. My brother who watches this show, Steve, he was basically the middle kid. There were kind of 4 of us, but it was split up. Yeah. And he had a lot of struggle. He was going to therapy growing up, and he really had a big, middle child problem because truly I was the greatest, and my older brother didn't care. So he ended up getting a lot of, I'm still the greatest. I don't know. Okay. This one, see, I just pulled this one. This one still bugs me that we even hear about it. Why doesn't my husband ask for damn directions when he is obviously lost? Is this still a thing in the world?
Yes, it is. Don't you guys do this?
Yeah.
I use the GPS.
Yeah.
Right. Instructions, directions. Don't tell me you guys are just like, oh, yes, let's read all the instructions. Let's read.
No, none of it. None of it. No, I don't read directions. Not even that. But and I'll just build it, but she's not involved in that. But nowadays, I just put on the GPS. I know how to get there. It's not like
that's not the question. The question is, why won't a guy admit it when he's lost? And
you're right. I won't do that. No.
Yeah, right. That's the point. And you won't do that either. And no guy does. And I solved this problem pretty handily by just letting my wife drive. Now I yell.
That is good solution.
No. I solved it by saying, honey, why don't you drive? She goes, no, I don't want to drive. I said, well, then don't say anything.
That worked out really well.
Yeah. I say, if she's hey, you're lost. I say, well, I'm going to pull over and you're going to jump in. Okay. Just take as long. So now she just sleeps. My wife could sleep all night, wake up in the morning, get in the car for a 10-hour drive, sleep 10 hours in the car, wake up. She has this innate radar that she knows when we pull up to the damn driveway of wherever we're going, and then she'll wake up, and then if it's nighttime, she'll just go to damn bed and sleep another 8 hours. It's amazing skill. Amazing.
There's a woman trying to avoid something in her life. I wonder what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you're talking to me? Is that what you're saying?
Well, here's the other thing, though, and getting back to the question for real, if a man would admit that he was lost, that would look like that might be a little scary. And that's the last thing a man would want to do, is let his wife or his children think, oh, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here, because I don't want them to be scared. It's sort of like there was a guy recently who didn't want to admit that this COVID thing was dangerous. And so he never admitted it. He said he didn't want anybody to live in fear. I can't remember who that was.
Trump. So anyway, but was it Donald Trump? So what you're saying, Joe, is she goes, honey, are you lost? Oh my God, yes, we're gonna die.
Exactly.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die. Well, I do a thing in my act about it. I say, ladies, why do you care? Why do you want to be unpleasant? Because it's not 1848. No one's attacked. Even if you're lost forever, you're fine.
Like
you get out of the car.
Somewhere. You'll get there.
Eventually.
And you probably didn't want to go there anyway. So what the hell does it matter?
Well, there's a comedian, Mike Toomey, used to do that bit about his mom. It's like, women, he said, women in general, just the directions are so weird to them, because it's like my mom, if she ever missed a turn, she would think you had to go all the way around the world to get back to that spot so that you can make that turn. It's like, no, Mom, you go to where it says no U-turn and you take the U-turn. But that's,
yeah, you say we're authorized only, and you just yell at your car, I'm authorized. I'm authorized. I'm okay.
But no guy wants to let his wife or his kids know that he's not in control of a situation, even when he's not in control of a situation.
Yeah.
That's a little egotistical, guys.
I know, but
I don't know. I think I agree with Joe on this one. I think that it's comforting. It's comforting to think that he does know.
Well, it's like right now. Yeah,
it is not comforting to be with a dude who can't admit when he's lost, because then you don't know if he's ever really lost because he's not admitting it, and you don't know if he can say
now,
anything.
you guys just can't stand it when you're not right. See, here's the problem, Joe. Here's the problem. They can't stand it that we won't admit we're wrong. You must admit. We must win. You must admit it. You wrong. You're so wrong. You son of a...
be true, but on our side, we just don't want you to worry. Like, for instance, I haven't told my wife that we don't have any more money, but I don't want her to worry.
That's really nice.
No, I keep telling my wife we don't have any money, and we do. See, I keep saying, no, honey, we're broke. What? No, we can't afford. No, we've got nothing.
That's like saying you're lost when you know where you are.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
All you guys are doing is being so you can't be trusted. That's it. Can't be trusted. Can't trust the guy. Can't even believe what he says.
I just gave up my problem. I just gave up what I do. I am not lost in any way, and I pretend I'm lost so I don't have to fricking go wherever we're going. We're late. I go. No, honey, I know exactly where we are, and I just drive, and I do know where we are.
Yeah, I hope we've
3 hours later. It's too late. Oh well.
I hope we've answered this question for whoever asked it, and I think Donna pretty much got it straight to the point. It's like we can't.
We're gonna get it again. We're gonna get every question 19 more times because people don't learn, and different people listen all the time. By the way, Spring came back on and said that her first child was so amazing. They thought, well, we can have as many kids as we want because they're all so great. And then, bam, you have the demon spawn and Damien Omen after that. And you're like, yeah, we just screwed that crap up.
It always turns out just well for you there.
Okay, one more. And then I've got a fun quiz that's for Joe. Do I still want to have sex after 60 years of marriage? Okay, I don't know. It says, do I still want to have sex after 60 years of marriage?
Can you make your mind up for you?
Yeah, we have to make up their mind for them.
Yeah, well, I guess the question then would be, depends on with who.
Okay, let's look at how old this person is. Let's think how old this person is. 60 years of marriage. They got to be in their 80s.
Let's say they're 80.
Yep. So like my dad's 85. Now, my dad is very open with me about and always has been about what's coming. That's one thing I love about my dad. All of his health, everything going on, everything in his future. He goes, this is where I am 30 years ahead of you.
Yeah.
And it's been about everything and sex and, you know, getting an erection. By the way, I want to stop the show and say, Donna told everybody this show is a hard R-rated show. And that is not true.
Yes, it is.
No. If you can't talk to your 15-year-old or even younger about these things openly and frankly, you're going to have a little grandbaby around your house very soon.
That's true.
Talk about like masturbation,
we do.
Toys.
Yeah, we do.
Why can't you talk with your kid? You should be able to talk openly with a 15-year-old about those things.
No.
But we don't say dirty words, and it's not R-rated. This show is PG-15 tops.
I
just made that one up. I've never even heard of PG-15.
It's kind of a European. That's what in England they do 15 and 17.
Do they?
But think about it. I mean, every boy in this country is on porn at 15 doing all the things you just said.
Of porn, let's get back to geriatric sex, shall we?
Okay, so I was telling you about the things my dad tells me. And he was talking about and again, we're going to be very frank about telling me about, you know, he started, I think he asked me, 20 some years ago, he goes, right when it came out, he goes, do you want to borrow a Viagra? And I said, what? He goes, yeah, I got these Viagra. And I said, oh my God. I said, no, I don't want to do that. Cause I was also, I'm scared to take stuff like that. I think it's going to hurt me. Like hurt.
Something your old dad can, I think you're okay.
Well, again, my dad has taken painkillers in his life, and you saw how I was on painkillers. So then he started telling me about he goes, after 15, 20 years, Viagra stops working. It just doesn't work anymore. You've got to do, and there's injections you can take. And now I'm telling you, he's 85. Hey, we said we're doing a triple R rated show. 85, there's an injection you do that goes in that creates, so because he still is interested, still is drawn to having sex and stuff like that. And there's a way to do it.
Yeah, let's not. I don't even want to think that far into the future. But as far as the question goes, if you want to have sex, have sex. If you don't want to have sex, don't have sex. Discuss it with your partner, though. Really, seriously. Especially
that question said, "Do I wanna?"
Yeah, that's the "Do I wanna?" Well, here's my question, though. See,
who's this
we're
guy?
not thinking of this right. We're not thinking of this right.
Okay.
I think of it as, do I go through what, maybe there's something going on where he's having trouble. Do I go through what it takes to have sex? You know what I mean?
Oh,
maybe I'd have sex.
Yeah. Is it worth the trouble of me actually moving? Yeah, that's true. And I'll be honest with you, even at my age, sex right now is it's an adventure sometimes. I mean, it's, first of all, there's a lot of weird noises coming out of different parts of your body these days, a lot of creaking, a lot of ow, 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 a lot of, no, it doesn't do that anymore. There's a lot of that going on. So I can imagine at 80 or 60 years of marriage, that's probably got there's some obstacles.
Yeah. Well, I think I discussed this before. We're to the point now, you get to a certain age when you're having sex, that if anything happens outside of the sex that is any way uncomfortable, you can't have sex anymore. Like,
you get distracted. You were saying
there's no way that I'm going to be able to hold up different parts of my wife's body where it takes a lot of upper body strength, or, in the old days, you just kind of prop them up on your arms and but now if any other part of my body has to do any other work, that's it. I'm done. There's no, I have to be totally focused. And I still, again, I'm sure Viagra is fine. And I'm sure Joe with all his Cialis is cool, but I just injected. Yeah, the injections. So, but I've never, now, Joe, I've been with comics many times because we work in like Cozumel, Mexico. I've been with a lot of comics that have said, let's come with me. I'm going to go down and buy a bunch of Viagra. And a lot of them were younger than me.
It's Mexico. You can buy medicine there.
You can get cheap. I've done that joke before in my act, though. You can buy Viagra in Mexico, but it is Mexican Viagra. So be careful, because you might, have an erection, but then you have diarrhea too. And that's not a good, you can't pair those.
Yeah, you can't compare yours. Don't drink, don't take it with Mexican water, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Donna, you know what's so funny, Brad? You and I have talked about this the entire time, and Donna's the only one actually qualified to talk about this.
Okay, talk about erection. Talk about sex and old people.
Does this man want to have sex at the age of 900?
Okay, go ahead, Donna. Talk about it.
I've had older clients wanting to have sex. Yes, they do want to. That's the difference, though. Can you, even though you want to? And so sometimes they can, and sometimes they can't. Sometimes you got to get a little creative. But I tell my husband every day, if you can't, someone will. Talk to you later. Bye.
If you can't, someone will. Wait a minute. Did you just tell your husband that if he can't have sex, you're just going to find somebody else?
That's what I do. Time is ticking.
Well, Joe, I'm glad we went to her on that. Wow. Okay, well, that leads us to our quiz. That leads us to our quiz of the day. And that quiz is, here we go, is your husband gay?
Oh God, we gotta know this. Like, I don't know with you guys. We better get your wife.
Let's take the quiz, shall we?
In case you don't know that, well, if you think about it, though, I think one of the greatest days in the history of our country was about 5.5, 6 years ago, when the Supreme Court said that anyone can marry any person in the world. that there's no, because before that, you know, there's so many couples where a guy married a woman because you could only marry a woman and you couldn't marry a guy and he would marry a guy. So, but now you can marry anybody you like, which is fantastic. But I still think some guys are still marrying women that are gay. So
by the way, this gay husband quiz is brought to you by Land O'Lakes Butter.
That's right. Land O'Lakes Butter. It's on marriage.com. And by the way, the first question of this quiz is if you're looking at that picture of that guy and you're like, oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you're gay right there. Because although I don't think I'm gay and I'm thinking, oh yeah, baby.
Yeah,
so there you go.
It's pretty hot. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to go through there's a way to start the quiz and run through it, but I'm just going to go through some of the popular questions. By the way, here's the first question. You know your husband's gay if you're a man.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be quiz over.
Yep. Yeah, that's the end of that one.
Okay.
And quiz.
No. Number 1, does your husband like men? Well,
what does that mean?
Well, it says yes, no, a little bit, yes, but not in a sexual way. And
yes, but not in a sexual way would be the answer. Yeah, there you go. There's your question. There's your whole quiz right there.
A little bit.
No, who's no? Like a guy who does not want anything to do with any other guys.
I don't know. I'm not that
worried about that. If my guy is only friends with females, that's going to be a thing.
Worst question. It's the most.
I try to find the worst quizzes possible. That's my goal, is to find the worst quizzes in the world, and this is one of them. So, but I always think when I think about sexuality in men, because I think most men have had some sort of sexual dream with other men. I've had those, and I don't consider. Oh, Joe, come on! I had one with you. Come on.
Aside from that one time we slept together, Brad.
Yeah,
but seriously,
when you were really, really young, because it is really normal to be attracted to the body parts versus like a gender.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
right.
You're becoming sexualized, and you're going to think sexual things of all kinds of things.
Right. It's one of these deals where I think you got to kind of know who you are. And I'm just like I'm ridiculously heterosexual, but I am in no way do I not. I mean, I don't discriminate against people at all. So it's like, if I see a guy that's attractive, I'll be like, that's a good looking guy, you know?
Is that like saying you have black friends?
But I don't want to have sex with them necessarily.
So that leads to question number 2
which is
necessarily. You don't want to have sex with them necessarily. Okay. So does your husband compliment men? Well, Joe, you're a sexy stud of a man. Does that happen to you?
Yeah. I don't know what that question means either. You know, does that mean like, hey, that's a nice shirt, or hey, nice wiener? I mean,
man, look at that package.
Yeah.
Now, this one bugs me because I know a lot of really gay men who aren't effeminate in any way. Is your husband very effeminate? Yeah. I also know very effeminate men who aren't gay in any way. So, I mean, but yes. Is your husband very effeminate?
Yeah, that's a great question, because it's not just effeminate. Very effeminate.
Sometimes he's very effeminate. Other times, although
like in the bedroom.
Like in the bedroom.
Very effeminate.
I will say this. Most men that I've been friends with, when they came out of the closet for a while, they became very effeminate, like for a while. Like they were trying it on almost. And then they went back to normal. It's interesting when I would see that. Okay. Now, do you and your husband share lovers?
That's going to be a big, that's
like, why would you and your husband have lovers, period?
Yeah. I mean, well, and the question is, if you share lovers, the next one is, do you and your husband enjoy threesomes with other men?
I'm going to say these are loaded questions.
Do your husband enjoy threesome? What are we even talking? You're a swinger already. You're a swinger as it is.
Is your husband married to another man? That might be a clue.
If this is happening and they have to go to this quiz to find it out,
right.
My husband and I are having threesomes with other men. I need a quiz to know if he's gay.
Perhaps he's gay.
What's your problem? Oh my God. Does your husband crave for the same male attention you crave for? a penis inside your body, then yeah, I think
Probably
so.
gay, probably. And again, maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
not.
Is that what I'm craving? Is that what male attention I'm craving for? No, that is not how that works.
Oh no, it's
There's
not.
a female answering this for her husband. The male attention she's craving is like a foot massage.
Right. I just want to cuddle with another man.
Yeah. So if
yeah, cuddle.
Craving cuddling from a guy, then
I've always said the thing about gay or not gay is intimacy. It doesn't have anything to do with sex. It doesn't have anything to do with, it's intimacy.
Right.
And like if you want, if you're very attracted to making out with, you know, and being close and cuddling and that kind of stuff, that's all the emotional attraction. Where sex, you could have sex with about any, you know, they say that men who go to prison a lot of times will start having sex with men because that's all there is. And when they get out of prison, they're done having sex with men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have heard that.
Yeah.
So is your husband bisexual? Well, if he is, then he's bi. He's not gay. He's bi. Did you share magazines with your husband?
Like Cosmo?
Yes. It depends on what magazines. If you're sharing Sports Illustrated, probably not. He's probably not gay.
Well, if you're Lauren Boebert, it's Guns and Ammo. Does that make him gay? And he's a sexual predator. Her husband.
If you're sharing Guns and Ammo, then you're definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Do you share clothing with your husband?
I am waiting for the day I want to see my husband in something of mine. I think it will be hilarious, and he refuses. Just refuses. I'm like, come on. I asked for it. I'm like, come on. Let me see you in this really cute thing. And he's like, no.
How do you know he's not trying it on when you're not there? He just doesn't want
Yeah, you don't know that. You don't know
Would
that.
be interesting.
Be careful what you wish for, Donna.
Well, and
You'll be taking this quiz a little later.
transvestite, if you want to look for an old, is not being gay. There's
it's
so many men who like to dress up.
Cross-dress.
And I think clothing is not gender neutral anymore. Clothing can be anything. Wear whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
There's millennial couples who do wear each other's clothes a lot.
Yeah. I mean, of course. And like this, do you share cosmetics with your husband? Who cares?
That too. They do that too.
Yeah.
So if I have to be on TV, I get my wife's makeup.
Do you have? Is there a thing where we can answer these questions and find out what the
Yeah, but you have to go through the whole quiz.
Okay,
Yeah, you can do. We don't have time.
Are you not sure if you're gay, Joe?
I probably
are
should.
Are you wondering?
Yeah.
Are you worried?
I would like my wife to take this because I don't think she's ever in the time we've been married thought, I wonder if he's that probably has never come up.
My wife wondered for a minute because we went and saw not Zoomanity. What was it called? Zoomanity in Vegas. And it was very lot of very homoerotic kind of stuff. And she was like, I wonder why he likes this show so much. I said, well, it's a good show. I mean, there's also women nudity in it, but it was so funny too, because the first time the two men, they look like they're going to fight and and then they kiss. 80% of the men in the room went, ah! I was like, wow, we're really homophobic here.
There are a lot of homophobic people there. That's
I've gone through times in my life where I'm like, I wonder if I like to reevaluate whether I'm gay or not, and then I decide I'm not. I mean, it just
you just assess that every so often.
Yeah, every so often I'm going to assess whether I'm gay or not, and then
do you ever get that, Donna? Do you ever have people come in and a woman actually ask you, say,
"Oh, I do."
Sure, if I think my husband might be gay.
Yeah.
Yes. And
More
what's usually the tip off?
What do you do?
Yep.
I think they should talk about it.
Yep. I think that's Donna's answer to everything, and she gets paid a lot of money to say that to people. You should talk about it. And there's a tip jar.
But there's been like, oh my gosh, I've had quite a few of this, and it'll be either, should we divorce? No. They just want a lover, but they want to stay married. I'm like, I pretty much like to take gender out of it and be like, either you guys are intimate or they want to be intimate with someone else, means like not necessarily married. Like, unless they're okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, I've never been a very good guy anyway. I mean, I have friends. I can hang out with Joe and stuff, but not much. And I don't have guy friends. I don't hang out and do guy stuff. I you know, I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. It just, for some reason.
Are you afraid maybe you're gay?
That maybe that's it. Maybe I would just be too drawn to it if I were. Yeah. But as I said, I've had dreams where I had sex with a man, and I didn't wake up horrified or nuts, but I've never looked at a guy, even that guy that's sexy here, and thought, yeah, I'd like to touch him in any way. I don't have that draw or that feel where I do for women. You know, that's just the way it is. And some people have draw for both, you know, they look at both and say, climb on, let's pile in.
You know, I have plenty of friends of mine who have lost their partners or their married partners because of another person, of, you know, whether, you know, I have two friends who've lost their wives because they found girlfriends. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it works on both sides on that. I also know a friend of mine who he was in the closet for the whole time he was married because he was committed to his wife and his family. And she passed away, and after that, he went ahead and got a boyfriend. So, you know, and I don't think that anybody begrudges anything on anybody's part of it. You are who you are, and you do what you do for love most of the time, and that's the bottom line, isn't it? It's all about love, right?
Some people don't even realize, like, I see this is they'll be single, they'll be dating, and then they'll form a bond with someone of the same sex, and then realize that they love them and want to be intimate with them. They had no idea the whole time until after they did.
Right. Exactly. Right. Well, and what I love about what's happening today is with young people is they're not questioning who they can and can't date. You know what I mean?
They don't even have genders anymore.
Yeah, they're just like, I'll date you, I'll date you, I'll date you, I like you, I like you. And it's you. It's not he or she, it's they. It's they don't care about the pronoun because they care about the person. And
there's more to us than just our genitals.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, there's more what's?
There's more to us than just our genitals.
I thought you said there's more donuts than just our genitals.
I do not put donuts on my genitals. You know what? We got to quit doing this Zoom thing.
You know, the room toss thing just isn't working anymore, I think. So,
although people using donuts on their genitals.
I'm going to play another thing, and then we're going to have a last quick question.
Okay.
We hope you're enjoying 1000 Marriage Questions. We love doing this show. Do you know it takes a lot of time and work to put this show together? So if you enjoy the show and have the means, consider donating to the show. We will use the money to pay for food, mortgage, education for our kids, paying for this platform. You get it. We are comedians without comedy, doing whatever we can to entertain America. If you can help, we'd appreciate it. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click Donate to 1000 Marriage Questions. That again, virtualcomedyshow.com. Donate to 1000 Marriage Questions. Okay, we're really hitting it hard this week. By the way, say hi to my brother Steve. He says hi all the time. And of course, we did have one person say that if you want to, I want to go back to this because I want to mention this, is that if you don't talk to your kids about, and Donna, you didn't mean this when you said don't talk to your kids about masturbation and stuff. So you meant if you don't talk to them about it and you don't teach about it, their friends are going to teach them about it. Right. Yeah, Donna didn't mean don't talk to them about it. She just said don't have a silly show like this that does it.
Don't let them learn from us. Nobody should
don't let them learn from us. Yeah, we're as the show says, we're not here to learn. Okay, is it okay to leave your kids with grandma to go on vacation? Easy one.
Wait a minute. It depends on you.
I'm ready.
Yes, that's it. It depends on grandma, doesn't it? I mean, if you trust her,
it would, unless she's abusive or something.
Yeah, if you trust grandma, then yeah.
I think, heck yeah, do it all the time. Do it.
Yeah.
My parents dumped me off for almost a month every summer growing up at my grandma's house. I loved it, and they never went anywhere. They just got rid of me. My brothers and sisters were all 6 and 7 and stuff years older, and so they were on their own. I was, needed to be looked at. And they said, go to, and my grandma and I had a ball.
I would love it.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I'll pay for their
right. Well, my wife and I, our parents were gone by the time we had kids, and we didn't have much of a support system. So I will just tell you straight up, if you can do that, do that. All right. Take advantage of that. I mean, you know, it's something that I think we would have loved to have done. You know, we would have loved for our parents to see their grandkids, and they didn't get a chance to. So it works both ways on that too. I'm sure if you have loving grandparents, they'd probably love it, right?
Yeah, it hurts my heart. Hurts my heart.
I would be.
Hurts my heart that you guys didn't, that lost your parents so young.
Yeah.
That's fair, and that your kids didn't have
was
that.
a mistake, but that's a different story.
Well, my daughter, my wife's mom lived. I mean, she was the greatest ever, and she's the kind of woman that just picked up babies at Disney. Yeah. Like if somebody's baby was crying across the, she'd walk over and go, "I'll take that one for a while," and they would give the baby to her. It's crazy. It's crazy. But and to just have that, and then she passed away at 72, which is so freaking young. And my daughter, you know, only had her till she was, you know, 12 or 13, and not you know, like my mom's still around. So okay, well, on that happy note, let's say goodbye.
To answer that question, it could be beneficial for both parties on that one. All of them.
They have research. They have research about the grandchild bond. It's sometimes more, it helps your confidence even more than your parent-child bond.
Right. Yeah.
And the more people you have loving your kids, the better you're going to be. I'm always saying that you can't, you know, because there's moms out there not going to let their kid around anybody. Oh yeah, this one's mine. I'm not, and you don't talk to that one. Don't talk. And the more people that you have that love your kid, then the better off you're going to be. All right.
There's a little bit more information in that though. And the question, of course, is it safe to leave my kids with my grandparent or with their grandparents while we go on vacation? Make sure the grandparents want that, you know, don't just drop them off without telling them. I think that would be probably.
Oh no, I think the kid, they need to wake up in their house and walk out, and there's the kid. Hi, Grandma.
Like what?
And you're gone. You're just out of town. Is what
there's a note stuck to them that like be back in a month.
See ya in August. Thanks, Mom. You know, so yes, I think we're talking about a regular thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, Donna Wilburn, go to well, actually don't. Donna's too busy. She doesn't need you. She does not need you at all. But Joe and I do. So go ahead, donate to the show. Thank you very much. We will see you next week. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Donna. Here's the end. Bye-bye.